Good morning, students. This is Dr. Divya. Today I am going to teach you about Ectocarpus. So it's an introductory part. The Ectocarpus genus shows many of the simplest features in the Phaeophyceae and is one of the best known brown algal genus. It is often seen as a hairy growth in pools, mostly attached to rocks and other algae. This is the taxonomic position of Ectocarpus: division, Phaeophyta, class, Isogenesis, order, Ectocarpels, family, Ectocarpaceae, genus, Ectocarpus. This figure shows vegetative morphology of Ectocarpus. Distribution: found in abundance, worldwide distribution, and planting Atlantic coast, Pacific coast. Some are marine algae and few freshwater forms. Some species occur in shallow water. 410 species is found in India. Morphology. This figure shows vegetative morphology of Ectocarpus. They are brown algae, branched, filamentous, thallus brown, yellow in color, 30 centimeter in length. Plants are dioecious because male and female gametes are found in gametangia, borne on different thalli. Heterotrichous, monosiphonous, and lower parts become polysiphonous due to longitudinal division. The prostate portion found attached to the substratum, and the branches of erect system develops from the prostate system into a tuft, and the branches are always lateral and arise just beneath the septa and vacuolated cells with few chromatophores forming a colorless hair. An erect system is photosynthetic, which bear reproductive organs. In some species, sporangia may arise terminally up but burning directly on the prostate base, pseudoparenchymatous. It's a morphology and the cell structure. Cells are small, rectangular, and cylindrical, uninucleate, and contain chloroplast with pyrenoid. This is a figure shows the cell structures of a Ectocarpus, and the pyrenoid is stalked and pear-shaped. The cell wall is thick, mucilaginous, consisting of three pectic cellulose layers, and the cell wall constitutes alginic acid and fucodin. Photosynthetic pigments are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, beta-carotene, and fucoxanthin. Vacuoles called as phycoids and which contain polyphenols. The cells are totipotent and gene content. Pluricolor sporangium of some Ectocarpus species contain polyhedron virus-like particles. Reproduction. So this figure shows plant body of Ectocarpus. They have main axis and corticated layer of rhizoids. They are rhizoids attached to substratum. Then Ectocarpus reproduce both asexually and sexually. Asexual reproduction takes place by means of biflagellated juice spores produced in two kinds of sporangium, namely and unicellular, and we can say that other name of unilocular sporangia, multicellular, and then plurilocular sporangia. Development of unilocular sporangia. The terminal cell of a short branch develops into a unilocular sporangium, and the chromatophores increases within the young sporangium and it becomes several-fold. The diploid nucleus of the initial cell first undergoes meiosis followed by mitotic division to produce haploid daughter nuclei. There is a cleavage of the cytoplasm and to form many uninucleate daughter protoplast units. So each unit undergoes metamorphosis into a pyriform biflagellated haploid swarm called as a meiojuice. And the flagella are unequal and inserted lateral acronomictic and pantonomicated flagella. Liberation of meiojuice in gelatinous mass, they are ultimately meiojuice come to rest and loses their flagella. So figure 7 indicates that the development of unilocular sporangium and differentiations of meiojuice. First A shows like sporangial initials and B shows like 5 nucleated stages, and C to D figure shows like 8 to 16 nucleated stages and cleavage of cytoplasm to form meiojuice. Here figure shows the liberated meiojuice. They have a flagellated meiojuice. Germination of meiojuice. So each meiojuice on contact with suitable substratum withdraw its flagella and forms the germ tube. And the germ tube divides and forms a prostrate filament. The plants developed on the germination of these type of a haploid meiojuice, which are gametophytes and sexual plants in the life cycle. So figure 8 shows like the germination of meiojuice. Then they have deflagellated meiojuice. They look like prostate filament. So development of plurilocular sporangia. So figure shows like stages in the development of plurilocular sporangia, developed from the terminal cell of a lateral branchlet. Elongated conical multicellular bodies develop singly on diploma as sexual plants, so the apical cell engrows and function as a sporangial initial. This enlarges and undergoes mitotic division, as a result of which a multicellular cone-like structure is produced, forming a plurilocular sporangium. Sexual reproductions. So it is a both isogamous and anisogamous type. Anisogamous may be of two types: morphological anisogamous, physiological anisogamous. So these are produced inside the plurilocular gametangia. Development of plurilocular gametangia. So in case develops from the terminal cell of lateral branchlets, large elongated sessile structure. These produce haploid gametes, and the terminal cell gets inflated by repeated transverse division, resulting in the several hundred small cubical cells. So each cell gives rise to one or two biflagellated pyriform gametes, and the gametes are liberated from the gametangia. So these figures shows sporangia, plant body with the both erect and prostrate system bearing unilocular and plurilocular sporangia. They have a portion of erect filament of sporophytic plant. That that gametophytic plant with both erect and prostrate system bearing plurilocular gametangia, and the portion of erect filament of gametophytic plant. Fertilization and germination. So it is external in brown algae involving fusion of necked gamete. They have clump formation. Plasmogamy and karyogamy occurs. Role of pheromones in fertilization, and the motile female gamete begins to settle on a surface and start to secure a chemical sign, a pheromone. They have a biological function. Ectocarpin formation with no reduction and rest. Diploid sporophyte bears unilocular and plurilocular sporangia. Generation also propagates by the parthenogenic development of the unifused gametes. Morphologically similar but physiologically anisogamous sexual reproduction in Ectocarpus species. They have a clump formation and fusion of gametes and zygote with chloroplast. Structure of gametes. So gamete shows the flagellum with the eukaryotic arrangements of microtubes. Chromatophore is shown with thylakoids and fucoxanthin granules. Nucleus is centrally located. Cell wall is